confidence kind of like went back up a little bit because I could kind of like hide it a little bit better after I graduated college and stuff. That's when, the thinning really started to get noticeable. I make like
Eesh.
cinematic type content with like a lot of the shots are kind of like me like walking in the frame and stuff like that. And I remember that I would start to get very self-conscious because I would notice the balding
Mm.
in the shot and I wouldn't even like use it anymore. Once it got to that
Eesh.
point, I was like, okay, I'm really starting to get very self-conscious. I started buying hats and stuff like that. Now it's like all of a
Eesh.
sudden I'm like wearing hats and stuff. Like it was my way of kind of like hiding it. You're wearing a hat, you can't really see like the bald spots. Going bald
Mm-hmm.
at a young age.
It's not
This
easy,
is
man.
the corners where it's like very light, and then I have like on my crown area. I'm 23, and
The shoe horse.
you don't see a lot of people my age that are bald. My friends, they all got hair and all that stuff, and I'm like the only one with a hat on, while everybody else got their hair on and all that stuff. It just made me think my confidence really started to diminish.
This happened to me, man.
It's time to embrace the new.
Notice once he shaves, you see how like he looks, even though he's balding, but because there's a line here, aka a frame to his face, it still looks decent. But watch once he shaves, yeah, he loses the frame completely now.
It's time to embrace the new.
His whole face looks as one, and that's why S&P keeps that outline and
If I
shapes your
approach
face
girls, are they gonna
essentially.
notice it? I'll be like,
Like this. See, that's S&P on my head. All right, and it keeps the shape and it frames your face. All right. So I'm telling you what I know because I've been through it. Losing hair is losing hair is not it. That's another video that we're gonna check out.
self-conscious, like put my head down, just like getting up every day and like looking in the mirror. And I just
I show speed
noticed,
with Brody
the
Gaines.
balding spots, and I got to the point where I was like, okay, I think it's just gonna be better if I just cut it all off, right, and fully embrace it. I was just kind of over it. You know what I'm saying? I was just I didn't want to go through that feeling of, trying to hide it anymore. I didn't like covering it up. I didn't like the feeling of hiding something. I didn't want to get to the point of like, okay, it's getting really noticeable where other people notice it. I just wanted to kind of just get rid of it early on before it got to that point. Like say we would be outside, right? And like it's a sunny day. I'll be so self-conscious because okay, if the sun is hitting at this perfect spot, then you'll see like a light spot here or whatever. I was just making it so much of a big issue because I was just being so self-conscious of it. Like I could go through like all these other routes of like, getting a hair transplant and doing that minoxidil and all that stuff. At least for me, I think it was just best to completely just take it all off, right? Completely take it all off and not have to worry. That's what kind of pushed me to just do it. I mess with it. I'm not gonna lie. This is not bad. It's not as bad as I thought. All that stress is gone. This right here. This right here is an accumulation. It's all that built up stress, confidence gone, all that stuff, and it's gone. I'm not gonna lie. I really actually do feel a lot better. Like I feel free. I feel good. I feel like I don't have something restricting on me. Obviously, it was a little nerve wracking at first because there's not a lot of 23-year-olds and younger guys that are my age who are necessarily bald.
Really quickly, guys, as Richie was touching on here, it took him a lot of courage.
Whoo!
There's actually 18 questions that keeps balding men afraid, stuck, insecure, and feeling ugly. But finally, it's here. My book, The Power Shift.
Once I did it, I noticed that my confidence just got so much higher. Like all that stress was just gone. Like all that, extra worry or your hair is not what defines you, right? It's your character, it's who you are. I think for myself, with my hair, I put so much of an emphasis on my character in my hair. That finally being gone, it made me realize that me just being me is more than enough. It's me relying on my own confidence to keep me going, if that makes sense.
I can relate so hard to that, dude. So the confidence went up. You need a lot of courage to actually be like, okay, here we go. I'm in the bathroom. I got these clippers.
Yeah.
We're doing it. What gave you that courage?
I think
Good
honestly,
question.
one, like your videos, because I always noticed like when they cut their hair, I always noticed that they always look better once they finish cutting their hair. Like the bald look it looked good on them, right? So I was thinking, okay, hopefully it's the case for myself. But it's been good. It's been good. Recently I did the shave, like the actual
Okay, yeah,
razor.
the razor, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and tried that out, and
Mm.
I've been trying like different methods. It's been really good, and
Mm-hmm.
because it's like also like 10.
Watching this, dude, is there any kind of message, or when you reflect back on your journey, something that like really you did or you thought of, a conversation you had, anything like that that you can kind of pinpoint that you think other people could do or could think about that could help them in their journey?
Honestly, just fully embrace it. You know, your hair doesn't define you. It's you and your character and who you are that truly defines you. And like I thought my personality and everything, was my hair. And that's how I made it, in my head and all that stuff when I would go out and do all this stuff, right? I always made sure that my hair was good, my hair looked good and all this stuff. But, once it's gone, you have to understand that it's you who is, doing all the talking, right? Walking up tall with your chest out. It's you that has that confidence, right? It shouldn't be, all this emphasis with your hair, but just to fully embrace it, right? Especially if you're young, just be okay with it. And even though other people may not, be bald and have that bald look, just be the first to do it. Kind of my thought process on it.
Really, really cool, man. Really cool to kind of hear how it went down. I think you've obviously got a level head with it all. Very
Yeah, of
grateful, man.
course. Of
Kudos
course.
to
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, like I said, thank you for having me. And you're 100% right. Like I remember I posted that video and I got like an Instagram DM of, someone going through the same issue
Right.
and they ended up, doing the chop and
Love it.
completely going bald and they were happy. So, yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
it's awesome.
So I'm just gonna say this, right? This is truly amazing because with S&T Hair Inc., we're all about encouraging men to basically do what helps them feel the best. And if you can go back and you see here, yeah, here his hair is pretty much gone. And having gone through this, I can't tell you how it feels. It feels so bad because your identity is tied to your hair. All you've ever known is hair. You don't know what's on the other side or how to deal with what's on the other side. So it's a massive shock and you don't know what to do. But because I've gone through this process and I've gone through the SMP process, I can truly tell you, having a frame to your face, especially us guys now are into, the whole looks maxing, like making sure you look the best as possible. Right here, all of that, guys, is completely gone. See the crown? All of it was completely empty. And now it's filled in with SMP, scalp micropigmentation, where they get the mimic hair follicles essentially and place the dots in your head. I mean, you can't tell. From this video, you truly can't tell. As you guys can see, like, it's like you're not quite sure. It's like, where does it begin? Does it not? Bear in mind, on my scalp, I've got a few birthmarks and whatnot. So you just can't tell because that's what SMP does, and it frames your face. And it's the framing of the face, especially if you're into like looks maxing, not looks maxing, but I hate that term because it's not really about looks maxing, just looking the best as possible. The frame to your face is key. It is absolutely key. And in the video that we just watched, we literally just seen the young man struggle because, as I said, it's not easy. It's not easy, but it's possible. And I'm all about finding solutions, and this was for me one of the best solutions I've ever done, hands down. Best money that I've ever spent, to invest even to get this done. So the choice is yours, but I've always told my clients this: look, you aren't you regretting that you should have done it sooner? Once they've done the process, it's healed on their head, yeah, and they answer it and say, yep, I regret it, I should have done it way sooner, I don't know what I waited for, I'm already bald, so I might as well walk around with a frame to my face, just like you can see right now. Imagine if I grew out a massive beard, you just look like a Viking essentially, right? And us guys, we like that kind of look. But anyways, to each their own. If you do want to come visit us, then S&T Hair Inc., the link should be in the description down below. If we're fully booked, then I'll try and book you to the near months that's coming. But yeah, that's all I can say. The choice is yours, but hey, you only have one life. Make the most out of it.